The latest breakthroughs. Turns out one of the biggest discoveries is actually this tiny. See how small that is? This little chip may be the next big thing. And it sounds like it's right from a sci-fi movie, but people all over the world are implanting these into their wrists. So I asked my producer, Dean, to find out more about this cutting-edge technology and what it could mean for your health.
Whether it's our smartphones, our watches, our fitness trackers, or our Bluetooth headphones, it's clear that technology is not just part of our lives, it's running them. It's how we buy things, watch things, how we date, stay safe, even how we travel. Paul? Cool. We're so attracted to our devices that they're basically becoming a part of our bodies. But what if they really could become a part of our bodies? Well, guess what? They can. Meet the RFID microchip. This tiny chip, which can be implanted into your wrist, yes, I did say wrist, uses short-range radio frequency identification, similar to the tech used to track your pets or your phone. Once implanted in your body, it could identify you as you pass through the airport, open the door to your home. It could even be used to buy groceries at the supermarket. Now, your driver's license, passport, keys, and wallet are all inside your body, contained in something the size of a grain of rice. I know it might sound like sci-fi, but it's not. 10,000 people have already been chipped, and the number is growing. The possibilities are limitless, especially when it comes to your health. Imagine you're rushed to the hospital without any identification, but with just one scan of your chip, doctors know your name, date of birth, medical history, insurance, blood type, allergies, even the medication you're taking. This chip in your wrist won't just change your life, one day it might just save it. And that's why this little RFID microchip is the next big thing.
What a fucking idiot.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Mark of the Beast is now being promoted on Dr. Oz.
Alright, so look, guys. It's kind of comical to me. Like, okay, whether you're religious, spiritual, awake, whatever you call yourself, alright, obviously the Christians are going to say that's Mark of the Beast, right? The spiritually awake people are going to say, oh, that's the government, their way of controlling your mind. That's MK Ultra in its finest, form, right? And then there's the straight up, brainwashed little people. Little people. I didn't mean to say little people, okay? Younger souls that need to be led by a leader people. Sheep, if you will, neutral people who look at that and they're like the ladies on TV in the TV right there in the TV show, Dr. Oz. They're just sitting there smiling like, yeah, I'm on TV. That's all they're thinking is, oh, cool, new technology, I'm on TV. Like, none of those people in the audience were raised religious. None of those people in the audience put two and two together and thought, this might be Mark of the Beast. None of them. None of them. Okay. Really. It's just weird. Like, where do they find these people? How many people are religious, right? A lot. There's a lot of Christians. There's a lot of Muslims. There's a lot of people that have heard some form of religion, and every form of religion has its own form of end times and stories about Mark of the Beast. Yet, they don't think RFID chip putting that in your wrist where you can literally be hacked and controlled. And I love how the little guy is like, I call him a little guy because he's a little guy. I mean, he's cute, Like, oh, it's so adorable. You think that little RFID chip's gonna save someone's life? Oh, safety. Like, oh, there's a pandemic. Our lives need to be saved. See, that's the sign of a younger soul, and that's how they talk to the younger souls. This is gonna save your life. Oh, it's gonna save my life. Okay, I want it. Because the younger souls are so afraid of death. They're trying to every single second forget about death, right? That's why younger souls drink so much. They get addicted to things so much, and they just stay watching Kardashians all day, and try to be speed dating and just swiping on Tinder 24/7, right? Because they need to distract themselves from the fact that they're so young souls and they're so confused of what's going on here, right? They're so living in the moment they can't even like ponder deeply. Now, my intuition, when I ponder deeply, I'm like, oh, energy can never be destroyed. Souls live forever. Oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense. Okay, there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, my brain can go that far, right? My soul, my intuition can speak truth to that within me, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, there's nothing to be afraid of. Oh, okay, I can look at things objectively. Oh, okay, I don't have to distract myself 24/7. Oh, okay, I can live with a purpose. Oh, okay, ignorance is not bliss. Awareness is bliss. All right? And that's just the difference of age of souls. Now, with all that being said, guys, we are here. This is now. This is not later. This is now. So, what solutions are there? What options are there? I want to talk about that here. All right? There's two different roads you can go down. There's actually three, but I'm talking to people here that are awake, so there's only two for you. And there actually is three, or even four, if I really think about it. But it's like this. I'm gonna paint the picture, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more deeper. All right. Number one picture is you stay in the system, get the RFID chip, and you go with the system. That's if you survive the coming fight that the elite are gonna put up. There's gonna be a big war, apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, if you will, and that's gonna come first. All right. You go with the system. It's probably not an option for you, right? Okay, well, if you don't get the system, if you don't go with the system and you don't get that RFID chip, guess what? Soon enough, you're not going to be able to eat any food. You're not going to be able to go into the grocery stores, guys. Oh, so I guess death will be your option, because also the FEMA camps will be open at that time. So it's either you get the RFID chip or you die. Okay, so there's two options. Now here's the other options. All right, you got a third and a fourth option. The third and the fourth option, which I will call the first and the second option, because the first two options we ain't gonna take, right? Is number one, you fight the system. You stand up and you revolt and you join the QAnon movement and you do all that stuff. Alright? Some of you might resonate with that. Okay, have fun. Alright? I might help out a little bit with that, but I doubt it. Okay? The other option is you spend all your energy to build something new. You stop, depending on the government and the corporations, and you create something new off grid. Yeah, you can make some money while it still lasts, while money is not digital yet, and you can still live here and make a little money before you go off grid. But then you got to go off grid, and there is colonies off grid, and that's what I want to talk about right now. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. Alright, so clearly, they're showing all their cards right now. Straight out of Bill Gates' mouth. Things won't go back to normal, until the whole entire world takes a vaccine. By the way, with a microchip, right? So they can track everybody's health, whatever. So that's straight up New World Order, right? They're showing all their cards, which was not a really good plan for them, because as you could see with a bunch of other news stories that are coming out right now, Trump just pulled out of the WHO, etc., etc., etc. Now, a lot of people might be saying, oh, yes, the New World Order just failed. But you guys, it's a little bit more of a sophisticated plan than that, all right? The rabbit hole goes deeper than most of you really think or even know, or that I even know. But let's be honest, JFK and Trump are related to the same cabal. They're all related. Like, if you actually look into it, all presidents that have ever been in office were from the same bloodline. And yes, even Obama, which some of you are like, well, he's black. How does he? Just look into it. He's related. He is related to Bush. He is related to all of them. They're all related. Okay? This is a very sophisticated long-term plan, and I think this has gone way longer than we think. We think this has gone for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years if you want to stretch it. But I'm gonna actually go in and say this has probably gone on hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions. What I mean is this cycle keeps repeating. Every time the stars up above are in conjunctions similar to the conjunctions we are in now, there is a new world order. The Mayans had their little new world order, and they had their disappearance which is a little hint of maybe something to come. Now, some people think, oh, it's alien abduction, or oh, it's a rapture, or oh, it's just a new world order, depopulation, that's why they disappeared. Well, you guys, it could be a mixture of all three of those, to be honest. It just matters about how far your brain can stretch. And something even bigger that I'm gonna challenge your brains to stretch right now is, what if, the government, first of all, they haven't told you basically any truths, right? Everything you've been told is a lie. You guys see that now, right? Okay, well, what if one of the lies they told you about was about land? Now, this is getting a little bit into the flat earth side, guys. Oh no, I'm crazy, right? Listen, there is other land beyond the poles, all right? Why do you think you can't go to Antarctica? Why do you think there's a huge treaty with all of the nations basically stating that you cannot go over to Antarctica? Go look at the freaking Antarctic Treaty. Go look at the treaty that was set up between all the nations. All right? You cannot go to Antarctica. You try to go too far north, you're going to be met by snow guards. Literally, guards in the snow. And I've seen videos of these guards that come up to people that walk too far into the snow blizzards to the north. All right? If you go all the way up to the top of Greenland, watch what happens. Yes, and if you look into occult knowledge, Greenland connects to something called Eden. Eden Maru. You guys can look it up. You're not going to find much, but you can find some. All right? Why do you think you can't find it? Because it's a cult. It's a hidden knowledge. They don't give you all of these secrets. But I'm going to tell you, there's already people that are migrating. There's already people that I know who know enough information and intuition. They have enough intuition to where they're ready to start migrating to the north. All right? There's already colonies. There's already pilgrimages. There's already things happening. All right? But your brain might not be able to stretch that far because this is all too much for you right now. All right? But you got to be able to stretch your brain as far as it has to go with a little bit of faith, because in these times you're not going to have too many choices. All right? All right? So, New World Order. Is it coming? Is it not coming? Is it all, a big freaking job on both sides? Opposition, controlled opposition. Is Trump with them? Is Trump against them? Is Bill Gates going to give up? Did we win? Guys, the chances of the elite giving up are very low. Why? Because they're all pedophiles. Because they're all evil. And they know that they're going to be taken down and brought to justice. So they're going to put up a fight. And this is going to be a fight with technology. 5G is an energy weapon. You guys know what HARP is? Look into it. I'm not going to spread fear here. Alright? But this is going to be a little war they're going to put up before they go to sleep. Before they fall and relinquish their power, guys. They're not going to go easy. Alright? So you got a few options. Okay? Because this is not going away, guys. Dude, they gave you a little battle. You think you just won the war. But literally, you probably just won a fake battle. They probably just handed that to you. It was probably all set up the way it happened. They knew everybody was going to come out. See, some people, you think I'm giving them too much credit, right? Oh, I'm giving them too much credit. They didn't know it was going to happen. Their plan fell on their face. Guys, look, here's what I think, and I don't care what anybody out there believes or thinks or anything. I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. I'm just coming from my perspective, okay? We are controlled by inorganic beings called the Archons, all right? These are the beings that have created many androids. These are artificial AI intelligent beings, and they travel through 5G waves. They travel in and out of clones. That's why they're making clones. That's what the Clone War in Star Wars is all about. That's what they're doing down in Antarctica. It goes deep. The rabbit hole goes deep, all right? These Archons, these inorganic beings, have been controlling the planet for a long time. Ancient shamans, Aztec shamans, said there was archons controlling us. They called them our shadow beings, or our shadow companions, amoebas that we had connected to our solar plexus since birth. all right? And I'm not going to go super deep, and I can't prove any of this, so I don't really care, okay? I'm just going to tell you how I've connected the dots through all of my research, okay? So these inorganic beings eat your fear and your anger. So that's 3D emotions. 4D emotions and 5D emotions such as joy, enlightenment, acceptingness, willingness, gratefulness. These emotions are what we are shifting into as a human being species. Every species has an awakening. Every species finally has an awakening. Once the full awakening of all the ages, once you go through all the ages and all the cycles, finally you set yourselves free, and then you do not have anything eating you for maybe a period of time. But just as all golden ages have a rise, they also have a fall, and then things will start eating you again. That's just the way of the nature of the universe. As above, so below. All right, we eat plants, we eat all of these little things that you can't see, right? And all these little things live in our bodies, and then there's bigger things that live off our bodies, and there's smaller things that we live off of. So it's just as above, so below. So it's a spiritual game. We can only see so much frequency. Our bandwidth of frequency that we have for our five senses is so small. You guys don't realize how much is actually going on the outside that you can't see. And if your brain can't stretch that far, I can't help you. All right? What do you think all the stories about demons and angels is all about? Okay? It's not that hard to believe if you're a little religious or a little spiritual. Okay? All right? So there's a spiritual war going on. There's these entities eating us. These entities get into people's minds. Okay? But they also get into technology. And once they, hijack people's minds who resonate with those lower frequency beings because they are negative souls, or they are here to live in the negative frequencies in this life. Basically, they use the minds and they contact everybody. So it's like Nikola Tesla had dreams about entities giving him information. All right, there's like this Indian guy who also had dreams. There's the Vril Society, the Nazis. They all were in contact with entities or beings that help them create the technology that they have, and they employ that technology to take our souls, take our energy, absorb our energy, control our minds. What do you think these laptops are? What do you think these cell phones are? They're black hole technology. They absorb our chi energy. That's why you feel exhausted when you use them, okay? It doesn't take that much freaking stretching of the brain to see the truth. You know the words that I'm speaking here are true. You know it. And yes, there'll be comments of people saying I'm crazy. Who cares? All right? The dots are connecting for some of you out there, and that's what matters. You feel drained when you look at this laptop. You feel drained when you look at the computer. That is because they have black hole technology that literally siphons your chi energy to the grid. All right? Now, if you want to go deeper, there's theories that they reincarnate our souls through the moon matrix. There's a moon matrix set up basically with a grid around the earth where basically at death you see the light in the tunnel, you get tricked by the light, you go towards it, boom. Now they're telling you that, hey, you have to make up for your karma or you go to hell because of all the indoctrination. Boom, now you're back you're in a body trying to make up for your karma again, and you don't have any memories. All right? So, I mean, if that happens to be true, don't go towards the light. But regardless of that, can't prove it, and I don't know if it's true. What matters here is basically at the end of the day, the game has been set up. The game is rigged. All right? You guys keep going with the system. You keep going with the flow. You keep rooting for Trump. Well, Trump, the Simpsons already predicted he'd get assassinated. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but the chances of you guys going right into their trap is so high right now. I wish you guys could see it. I wish you guys could take an objective look at the whole situation. But the thing is, your souls were here to come and play the game, and I understand that. Everybody's here just to play the game, We all came here to play the game, to learn. It's a classroom, all right? And that is actually what the ancient shamans said about the archons. Their purpose, and everything's purpose, is just to test everything in this realm. Everybody that's alive is here to be tested so that it can grow. So there's always going to be a challenge. The challenge is when you're hateful, fearful, and angry, you get eaten. All right? So if you want to win, you got to challenge yourself not to be in those lower frequencies and bandwidths with your emotions. And that is a challenge beyond belief, especially when there's an apocalypse staring you down in the face, right? Okay, so now you guys get the game. Now you know the game. So the game is to go within. The game is to defeat your mind. Defeat the... And that's another thing it says. The ancient shamans say that the archons gave us their mind. That is how they defeat us. And their mind is filled with fear of being found out at any moment by us, so they might lose their food supply. Well, guess what, mother? We found you. We found them. So it's time to stop fearing. You don't need to use their mind anymore. You see them for what they are. You don't need to feel fear or anger anymore. You win. The game is won, and it's that easy. Now, let's talk about some physical things, because that's the spiritual way. That's how you win the game spiritually. But now let's talk about mentally, emotionally. All right? Let's talk about physically. Let's go a little bit deeper. All right? I just talked about, how to win spiritually and emotionally. Let's go into physical. All right? So some of you here, your purpose is to fight the system. That's your purpose. If you resonate with that, then do it. That's what you should do. That's what you came here to experience. But some of you came here to build something new. Now, I kind of resonate in the middle. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I resonate with fighting the system, but I also resonate with spending my energy on building something new. A new thing off the grid, living off the land, living in nature. And I might go back in between worlds. Who knows? I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to fight a revolution or start something new and help the little matrix out. But there's a part of me that knows that the matrix is not for me anymore. And then I need to build something new, right? I'm a little bit in between worlds on that. But it doesn't matter, guys. What matters is you. Know thyself. What do you resonate with? Where is this going for you? Where do you see yourself in this battle of souls, if you will? Make up your mind, because yes, there are off-grid communities in Portugal, Costa Rica, and other places. And yes, they are migrating to the north to the place called Eden. They are going to try to reach other realms outside of this realm where the positive entities are in charge. You understand? And if that is not a stretch for your mind and that excites you, you need to go and find the people. You need to go find Martin Kenny. You need to go find people that are in his group, right? Martin Kenny, Pineal Foundations on YouTube. Pineal Foundations on YouTube. And you need to see what's up with him. Now, if you guys like QAnon and you resonate with, Trump and QAnon and fighting the globalists, then you need to go resonate with that. Whether or not it's a total freaking controlled opposition, that doesn't matter. You need to go figure out if it's a controlled opposition. You need to go see what's happening with that. All right? Do whatever you feel excited to do. All right? Those of you that are awakening right now. All right? So I'm just giving you guys a little ray of hope or whatever, right? That there's options. You have options. QAnon, who knows? Might save the day. Who knows, right? Martin Kenny, or moving off the grid, that's cool too. So I have a Facebook group and I have a free program online where basically I go over both of these things, right? I go over the corruption and kind of stuff that's happening, but I also go over here's how you can get off grid safely. But I also go over, here's how you can make money in the matrix and thrive in the matrix even when things are falling apart. So how to make money online, all of these things. So those are the first 2 links in the description, all right? Go through that stuff and then do your research, guys. See what you resonate with, all right? I go over everything in the program, but I don't dive super deep into the corruption stuff, guys. I basically break down what's coming and what you need to know, but I don't dive into QAnon and go all day about New World Order and vaccinations and stuff, guys. I like to use this stuff because it's awakening people right now. But then I just say, hey, look, you have some options, guys. You can go off-grid, build your own new society, or go on a huge adventure voyage to the north And maybe there's no north. Maybe it's all just bull, and all those occult maps aren't even real. Psh, okay, at least you went on an adventure and you learned how to be self-sufficient. There's nothing bad there. And maybe you die on the adventure. Well, guess what? I was told that what you experience in this life stays with you into your soul. A little bit of this adventure stays with you, and then it'll be in your DNA next time you get reincarnated. Alright? So if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. Believe whatever makes you feel excited to live. That's how I look at it. Alright? So, with that being said, if going on that adventure doesn't excite you, then staying here and living in these times that are exciting here, it's exciting, guys. It's exciting, The elite's gonna put up a fight, They're gonna do whatever they can to try to make people go into fear and wars and all that good stuff, whatever it is, right? If that excites you, then stay here. That excites me a little bit. But also what excites me is going off grid and going on a huge, huge adventure. Because when I think about it, look, I'm going to say these two things right now, and this is a test for everybody listening. Whatever excites you, go towards, all right? So, huge, crazy war in between the elite, fighting them. They're fighting, they're screaming, kicking and screaming. They're using drones, 5G, World War III, pandemics, and crazy other things to get your attention on the news, fake alien invasions, holograms in the sky, everybody's going crazy, chaos, maybe some internet goes down, water stops running a little bit, and people going crazy in the streets. Alright? That's a pot. Some of those things might not happen, and some of those things might, right? Those are just all things like in the Illuminati card game that they talk about, right? Alright. If you want to be in that type of freaking environment, and that excites you, by the way, fear is also excitement. They're the same thing on the same coin. So if you go into fear or excitement, and you get like, woo, a little bit hyped up from that, well, then maybe you resonate with that, and you should go experience it by, aka, staying here and just waiting. All right. And you guys, and for those of you that are like, oh, you're crazy, dude. After the coronavirus is over and everything goes back to normal, you're gonna look crazy, dude. We're long past that. All right. Yeah, sure. The coronavirus might go back to normal, and then the lockdown gets let up, but that's not the end of it. That's just a battle. That's not a war. The elite are getting exposed as pedophiles. They're gonna keep kicking and screaming. All right. There's the coronavirus is just one little tiny symptom of a huge, huge global pandemic, basically. You know what I mean? So, no. It's long past that, right? Your golden days of things going back to normal are long gone. All right, they're long gone. Everything's gonna change. All right. Now, those of you that get excited when I say going on an adventure to the center of the earth, to the North Pole, beyond the poles, beyond the polar cap, beyond the ice, into a world that's magical with huge trees. This is where the giants of the Bible came from. This is where the fallen angels came from, the north, the Eden, the Garden of Eden. Beautiful trees. This is like Avatar. This is like the movie Avatar, where there's huge, giant trees and these animals that can, these humanoid beings that literally are connected with nature, and like crazy technologies even maybe, and like a new sun in the sky that lets off different frequencies and different energies that like give you so much vril or chi energy that just upgrades your consciousness immediately. You probably grow in height, size, strength, like insane. Basically, you become like a Superman with like heightened senses, extrasensory perception. You might have, you might have telekinesis. You might have telepathy. You might have all of these new abilities that you never knew you had that just came to the surface, right? And you're meeting new beings. You're closer to God. You feel more one. The duality seems shorter. The nights and days become one almost. Your gender becomes one almost. It's almost like you're connected with your feminine energy and your masculine energy. You're becoming more integrated with nature and yourself and everybody else. You communicate with people through your mind. Everybody knows what everybody's thinking. There's just love in the air, all that good stuff, right? It's hippie times a million almost, right? Now, if that excites you and that resonates with you, then you need to go and look into that, all right? Because if that excites you and that resonates with you and you believe that could be a possibility, then it is a possibility for you. Then that magic will become a reality for you, you know? Those of you that think that sounds crazy, woo-woo, too spiritual, whatever, right? Now, I'm in the middle. I'm like, well, that sounds a little crazy, too woo-woo and a little spiritual for me. But the people that I have connected dots by listening to are leaning more towards that side. But then also I connect with a lot of people in the QAnon movement a little bit. And, and then creating something new here, whatever, right? There's just different stages to this. I'm slightly in the middle, more towards going on an adventure, but also creating something here, winning here, still while I'm here, making money while I'm here. There's a process to things, guys. There's a process to things. So let those things sink in, but those are basically two options I'm going to present to you guys, because the whole waiting for things to go back to normal while I just watch Netflix in my freaking room is not an option anymore, guys. Wait until I go back to my job. No, you will never go back to your job, all right? Okay, you might go back for a few months. They might let off the lockdown in May, because they give you a little bone. Because when you're playing with a dog and you don't let the dog win, the dog stops playing. But guess what? The Archons don't want you to stop playing because they want to eat your energy. So you must be invested in the game. All right? So that's why they're going to keep the ball rolling. But anyways, guys, just some food for thought in this video. Go ahead and go down. Give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a like. Give it a comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Go ahead and join the top two links in the description, the Facebook group, and then the free program. And let's grow together, and let's win together. There's so much going on. It's so fun and exciting, guys. I'm up right now at 5 o'clock making this video. So if I wasn't excited and passionate, why the hell would I still be up? So find what you're passionate about. And like Don Juan says, who actually is the ancient shaman that I was quoting with most of that stuff, he says, all paths lead to nowhere. So make sure the path you are on is one of joy and passion and excitement and love. That's all that matters. It just matters that the path is enjoying. You die at the end of this life anyways, and your soul never dies. It moves on no matter what. No matter what. It can never die. It can be tainted a little bit, but it can heal. All right? So what you do in this life does matter, but it also, here's the thing. The evil people, the elite, they do what they resonate with. Therefore, I kind of support it. I look at Bill Gates and all these evil pedophiles, and I'm like, okay, you guys are disgusting, sick, you should die. Yeah, right? Because that's the role they're playing, and then you know what I'm saying? But I can also look at it and be like, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're fulfilling their purpose, and so I can applaud them, in a sense. But I objectively have to take myself out of my body because they're hurting innocence. Here on earth, they must come to justice because that is the role that they're playing, and that's the path they are on. So they must come to justice here in the physical. Do you understand? That's how this game works. They're here in the physical, they're doing wrong things, they must be punished. However, if I take myself out of the physical, look at it spiritually and objectively, they are fulfilling their purpose, and that's what we all should be doing what we resonate with. I resonate with good, love, abundance, greatness, gratefulness. That's what I resonate with. I resonate with abilities, extraordinary things, originality, creativity. That's what I resonate with in my life right now, and I love that. So that's what I'm promoting. You feel me? So promote what you feel deep in your soul that you resonate with, and choose your path wisely in these times. And now is the time to be an actor, to take action, to be a player one. A player one is somebody with a say, with an effect, who leaves a dent in the universe, to quote Logan Paul. And on that note, I'm out, guys. And no, I don't agree with everything Logan Paul says. I just like his slogan. All right. So, I'm outie. Peace.